15 minutes. 3,826 words. Preparing legal amendments to radio frequencies and communication laws ahead of Musk's Starlink. Satellite Internet intro. Starlink recently announced that its internet will become available in Armenia next year. High-tech ministry. This will allow our citizens to use the internet in remote areas regardless of cable access. It could become an additional or alternative provider. Since the internet will use radio frequencies, some changes will need to be made in the table of frequency distributions and several relevant laws to allow Starlink users to use the frequencies without the need for explicit permission. Diaspora Youth Ambassador Program will bring dozens of young people to Armenia. Last year the Diaspora Office launched the DYA program with the help of the Janetian Foundation. The goal is to create a network of Armenian youth who will have the opportunity to become diaspora representatives in their respective communities around the world. The members will spend 2 weeks in Armenia, where they will be taken to cultural historical sites to strengthen their ties to the homeland, and will meet officials in Armenia and Artsakh. Upon return, they will produce Armenia-related content for international media and will promote the repatriation of Armenians. Example. This is the second year. Last year 20 activists took part. One of them was Haratun, who lives in Chita, Russia. They were trying to create an Armenian cultural education center in Chita when he learned about the DYA program. He applied to join. Haratun. I became more confident and started to better speak in Armenian. After getting acquainted with my colleagues from different countries, who already reached some success, I understood that I can take their experience and localize it. We introduced the Armenian language teacher of our center to a colleague from France to exchange experiences. Shortly afterward, the number of those wishing to attend the Armenian language classes greatly increased. Example. Sona Baghumyan lives in Belgium. She wanted to help Armenia after the war. Sona. After learning about DYA, I thought it would be useful. The meetings in Armenia lasted 2 weeks and helped me better understand what needs to be done. We created a network of team members and organized awareness campaigns on the repatriation of POWs. The deadline to apply for this year's DYA is July 1st. Anti-Surge activists acquitted of kidnapping charges after throwing anti-Soros activist Narek Malian into a dumpster 3 years ago. Anti-Surge student activist group known as Restart grabbed the pro-Surge activist and threw him into a nearby dumpster a few years ago. They were initially charged with hooliganism. They insisted that they never punched Malian or caused any physical damage, and only threw him in a garbage bin. Malian told the same to the police. The prosecutors later changed the charges from hooliganism to attempted kidnapping. The activists have been barred from leaving the country for the past 3 years. During the recent trial, prosecutors and Malian's lawyers demanded a 4-year term for the activists. Prosecutors were okay with probation instead of jail. In the end, the court ruled that it wasn't an attempted kidnapping. Malian is the alleged operator of the Mediaport Telegram channel that was accused of spreading disinformation after the war. He organized the mock execution of Pashinyan in front of the parliament building. Anti-corruption. Authorities will press charges against officials at Makitar Gosh, Armenian Russian International University. NSS reports. The university employees falsified financial records about the income generated from foreign students. As a result, in 2018 to 2021 they evaded 99M in taxes. The Gucci spy. Artsakh NSS about another alleged treason. A foreign intel agent, disguised as an employee of a foreign science university, used Facebook to establish contact with a public sector employee in Artsakh in May 2021. The goal was to collect information about various events taking place in Artsakh and Armenia. The employee agreed and began sharing information about persons visiting Artsakh, social aid programs, etc. At the invitation and with the financing of the agents. The employee went to Ukraine on October 23, where she met two agents and received $400 cash in expensive perfume. They agreed to continue for $300 per mo. The employee began to follow orders and shared information that wasn't classified but could still be used to harm the security of Artsakh and Armenia. On January 28, she went to Georgia and received $1,500. Expensive perfume, a handbag, an iPhone 11 with a special app for communication. An agreement was signed between them for further cooperation. She collected and sent more information about Artsakh's economy, social and political life, foreign ministries' activities, infrastructure and staff, Russian peacekeepers, etc. Until May 25. She has confessed. The NSS urged others to step forward and confess so they can take advantage of a law that allows them to walk free if they help prevent further damage to the state. Armenian conscript died on Saturday after Azerbaijan violated the ceasefire near Vardinas. Artsakh conflict is the most complicated conflict in the world. Artsakh FM Babayan. *1 needs to be realistic because the comprehensive settlement of the Artsakh issue is still a matter of the distant future. The issue of the status is very complicated because this is the most complicated conflict in the world. We must preserve Artsakh. All opportunities exist even if there is no comprehensive settlement. Artsakh will maintain its status as a de facto independent sovereign country until we see what happens next. The world disagrees with Azerbaijan that Artsakh does not exist. Parak incident was a blow to Russian peacekeepers. Artsakh FM Babayan. The incident was a blow to not only Artsakh but also to the Russian peacekeepers. This was terrorism. It should not go unanswered. Artsakh cannot be part of Azerbaijan. Russia bears moral responsibility for the region. Artsakh FM Babayan. I believe the Russian peacekeeping mission will be extended after the 5-year period ends. There is no alternative because the conflict is not resolved yet. Russia also bears moral responsibility for the region. Russia versus sanctions. The sanctions were launched 3 months ago, but its economy appeared resilient. The ruble has rebounded and is now worth more than before the invasion. McDonald's reopened under a different brand name. U.S. Treasury and AMP. Other officials. That's all a mirage. The sanctions are working. A much more dire story is unfolding beneath the surface. Real and lasting damage is being inflicted. The most powerful sanctions will bite over time. These sanctions are intended to give you leverage over time. The damage is already starting to be noticeable. Critical supply chains in Russia have been shattered. Access to essential technology is blocked. Companies are leaving. Tank factories have shut down. Missile manufacturers are scrambling for critical components. And the economy could shrink by 15% instead of growing this year. Russia's transport minister in May. The sanctions have practically broken all the logistics in our country. We are forced to look for new logistical corridors. U.S. officials. We give credit to Russia's central bank chief Elvira Nabiullina for doing an effective job managing Russia through the initial phase of the sanctions. Just as she did in 2014. Nabiullina raised interest rates, imposed capital controls, sought holes and workarounds to float an economy under siege. It bolstered the ruble in recent months. She is making the economy look strong when it's not. The U.S. deployed Janet Yellen against Nabiullina. Her deep understanding of central banks led to her deep involvement in the design of the sanctions. Yellen had warned U.S. allies that Russia was urgently trying to move assets in order to get out in front of any potential sanctions. Nabiullina. The impact of sanctions wasn't as bad as we feared. But it's premature to say that the full effect has materialized. Azeri gas is being delivered to Bulgaria. Interconnector Greece-Bulgaria. IGB. Pipeline operator has launched the delivery from Greece to Bulgaria. IGB was connected to the main TAP pipeline earlier this year. The delivery to Italy-Greece-Bulgaria direction had begun earlier, but the volumes to Bulgaria were very small. With the launch of IGB at its full capacity, Bulgaria hopes to reduce reliance on Russian gas by importing 1 bcm from Azerbaijan annually, with possibly 3 bcm in the future. Bulgarian PM. Gas prices were high this winter because Azeri gas could not be transported through IGB. That happened because this project was incomplete, and someone voluntarily declined the cheaper deliveries of gas. We hope to obtain Azeri gas ASAP. Redacted. Georgian PM Garibashvili sneaked into Armenia on Saturday. He was on a working visit to meet Pashinyan in Diligen. The two PMs said that the high-level intensive contacts show that the AMGE relations are dynamically developing and the political dialogue is at a high level. Presidents of Russia and Armenia met during Russia's Davos in St. Petersburg. Putin. Nice to meet you. Garnikovich. I hope you didn't regret visiting the forum and had an opportunity to get acquainted. We've been holding this for 25 years. Armenia is our partner and strategic ally. We value that. We want stability in Armenia and continuous economic development. I hope this meeting will contribute to that. Armenia and Russia assigned memorandum on establishing a strategic development center. Armenia sent a large delegation to Russian Davos, held in St. Petersburg last week. The economy ministers of AM and RU signed an agreement. Carobian. The center will introduce the best methodologies in different spheres of our economy and will become a unique additional institute for the economy ministry. Russian experts will share their experience in various areas: strategic development, digitization, and analytics. The center will launch in a few months and will begin operations next year. Redacted. Pashinyan attended EAEU summit in Minsk. Russia has lifted all land entry restrictions for Armenian citizens. During the meeting with Pashinyan, Russian PM Mishustin expressed hope that the decision will boost tourism. Pashinyan and Mishustin discussed the efforts to unblock the communication routes in South Caucasus. Pashinyan thanked Russia for in the Upper Lars border checkpoint. AM-RU mutual trade grew by 30% in Q1 2022, surpassing $890 million. There is room to grow. The feud between the acting and suspended Supreme Judicial Council presidents escalates. Last year SJC President Ruben Vardazarian was suspended and charged with criminal abuse of power. After a tape from a subordinate judge claimed that he was pressured by Vardazarian to give a specific verdict in one of the trials. Vardazarian was also criticized by the ruling party on 2 March 2021 for being overly political and supporting the former regime. He was accused of pressuring lower court judges to free former regime activists from jail. These are the activists who were arrested and charged with violence and attempted murder after the November 10, 2020 riots. In his message to the judges, Vardazarian had used a politically charged language commonly used by Pashinyan, which led the ruling party to believe it was a political shot at Pashinyan. The ruling party scolded Vardazarian in parliament after the lower court judges ended up listening. to Vardazarian's advice, and freed the violence suspects, while suspended as SJC president. During a press conference, Vardazarian said he believed that the Constitutional Court's ruling, which upheld his successor Jongarian as the acting SJC president, was illegal. After those comments, 3 judges filed an ethics complaint against him, suggesting the comment violated judicial ethics rules. Last week, Vardazarian asked the SJC to dismiss the ethics complaint, but received a rejection. The media reported today that Vardazarian will be officially terminated when the verdict is read this week. Also today, Vardazarian released a 1.5-hour audio tape, which he claims was recorded in February of 2021, in which his successor SJC President Jongarian is heard urging him to leave peacefully. Vardazarian had learned about the pending criminal charges against him and is heard saying that unnecessary pain is being inflicted with multiple criminal charges, while Jongarian responds that it's only one, and that he, Jongarian, prevented 2 other charges from proceeding. Don't ask anything more from me. I've done everything I could so you can save your face, says Jongarian, adding that he will be unable to use his influence to help Vardazarian after a certain point. Jongarian: this is not a threat. Rubik. Rubin. Vardazarian: it sounds like one. Jongarian: come on. In that case, I won't speak anymore. Vardazarian believes he was politically persecuted. The investigative committee will investigate the tape. The dinner during which it was recorded was organized by Vardazarian's good friend, who wanted Vardazarian and Jongarian to meet and address their tensions. Jongarian is also heard cussing Robert Kacharyan and ARF, expressing concerns that they could return to power. This was shortly before the 2021 elections. He said he would have no problem supporting Arthur Vanetzian as a leader, but not Kacharyan, ARF. The European Court of Human Rights recently ruled that Jongarian's rights were violated during the March 1 persecution of opposition figures under the former regime, which could explain his personal hatred towards Kacharyan, but not Serge. Vardazarian has retained Kacharyan's lawyer, Aram Orbelian. The latter said the authorities should investigate the tape, especially the part where Jongarian said he used his influence to intervene in processes, allegedly to stop new criminal cases from proceeding. Even if this turns out to be false and he was simply bragging, it is still a violation, said the lawyer. In response to reporters, the lawyer said he doesn't know whether in the future this tape can be admitted in court as evidence against Jongarian since it was recorded without his knowledge. But the recording itself was legal. Jongarian has not commented yet. Video. Backyards in Yerevan are being liberated from garages and illegal fences. Instead of 7 private garages and fences, this backyard will have an open playground, proper lighting, and a leisure zone. It is one of 30 backyards in Shengavit that is being revamped this year. The district chief said that this year they will do more than what had been done in the past 20 years combined. The video also features world boxing champion Arthur Abraham in his new park in Nurkin Charbak. Arthur: I grew up here. We didn't have a park here. There was no place to play. This area was very polluted. I wanted to do something for my people. Other Yerevan news. Play button. All public bus drivers will undergo routine mandatory medical examinations to ensure the safety of passengers. The drivers have qualified for health insurance starting this year. Play button. All buildings in Yerevan will have the same for address plates. Play button. The greenification of Mardiros Saryan Garden is complete. The green zone is revamped. New alleys. New soil for plants. New irrigation network. 4K flowers. And 3.8K evergreen bushes that blossom. Play button. New irrigation pipes are being installed to address the water shortage in Ajapniak and Davtashan. Play button. A fountain complex will be built in front of St. Gregory Illuminator Church next year. The area is in a poor condition at the moment. The auction to begin the design was held recently. Play button. A safety barrier will be installed near the Swine Lake to protect pedestrians. A week after a struck several trees and ended up in the lake. The mayor said a similar barrier recently saved pedestrian lives at the Halabi and Arzamanyan intersection. Play button. Special sports grounds will be built in several Yerevan backyards to promote workout culture. Play button. The streets will have a new lighting system this new year. Agreement is signed to develop Yerevan's new metro station. Economy Minister Karobian, Yerevan Mayor Haratia, and QP Tigran Avinyan visited St. Petersburg and signed an agreement with Russian company to launch the design work of the new metro station in Ajapniak. The contract is worth $30-40 million. Redacted. Video. Deputy Parliament Speaker Arshakian uploaded a video of the newly renovated and widened Bijni Razdan Road. MUNQ Techno School opens in Artsak's Haghorti village. Minister Beglarian. I'm glad that in the post-war period this initiative was implemented in such a short time. Thanks to the Educational Foundation and its supporters. This technology school is an exemplary model for modern education and community development. It will help improve Haghorti and neighboring settlements. The architect of the project is Ashat Avanesian, a mathematician and programmer who recently returned to Artsakh after working in Yerevan for many years. Avanesian. Our experts travel through the Martuni region to meet the youth and assess their potential. They have been receiving education and career orientation courses for 2 years now. The tech school will prepare experts in the fields of programming, marketing, design, and robotics. We will train 270 new experts within the next 5 years. It will bring in $2 million to the country in the form of salaries alone. And over 10 IT companies will start operating. The goal is for graduates to open their companies. We already have an example. The startup, Start Systems. Their first product was the Education Ministry's website. We needed 67 for this project. The 3-month collected 69 meters. Nice. A Tech. Conference was organized in Yerevan. Barcamp Yerevan 2022's goal was to exchange knowledge and discuss the future of the workplace. This year they invited international speakers. Thousands of IT pros gathered at the American University of Armenia. The conference has been held annually for over a decade. Last year they expanded into provinces Gyumri, Vanadzor, Goris, and Dilijan. Organizers. This event differs from others in the sense that it's informal, simpler, and free to enter. If you don't like a presentation, you can leave it freely. The speakers are not paid, and the organizers are working on a voluntary basis. Armenian venture capital invests $250,000 in Armenian telehealth startup. Robert and Gevorg left their profitable business in Moscow last year and moved to Armenia to launch. It connects medical experts from Western countries to hospitals in developing countries. The local expert will form a council with the Western colleague. It could be used for getting a second opinion after being diagnosed with a serious condition. Global Startup Ecosystem Index 2022. Yerevan is ranked highest in Caucasus, with double Tbilisi's score and triple Baku's score. About Armenia's index. It has been a good year for Armenia, which has seen a significant improvement by moving 5 spots up to be ranked 60th globally. It continues to be first in the Caucasus region, the second in the region, suggesting Armenia will continue to hold this position in the near future. About Yerevan's index. In 2022. Yerevan entered the top 250 city ranking globally. Yerevan has seen a major jump, improving by 38 spots to 244th globally. This increase pushed Yerevan up the ladder in Eastern Europe, where it is now ranked 19th, versus 29th in 2021. Yerevan is the highest-ranking city in the Caucasus region, with a safe margin. Armenian ecosystem showed true resilience despite tensions with neighbors. Report continues. The government has long understood innovation is critical to the future of the country, and resources have been allocated to grow the ecosystem. In 2021, the tech sector flourished, with new investments fueling growth. The startups are built to target the global market. During the past few years, Armenia made significant progress in reducing bureaucracy and corruption. The government does a great job of supporting tech startups. To support foreign investment, Armenia established free economic zones. While the Armenian startup ecosystems are still in their early stages and the country has work to do to recover from its turbulent past, there is substantial untapped potential waiting to come to the surface. A strong and successful Armenian diaspora is also supporting the Armenian economy. Several highly successful American entrepreneurs of Armenian origin, like Reddit founder Alexis Ohanian, are working to boost the local startup ecosystem. World Population Review. Armenia is in top 10 countries with the lowest crime rate. In GT, overall crime rate is calculated by dividing the total number of reported crimes of any kind by the total population, then multiplying the result by 100,000. 1. Venezuela. 48. Iran. 62. Moldova. 86. Russia. 88. Turkey. 104. Azerbaijan. 127. Georgia. 128. Armenia. 10th lowest. 130. Japan. 137. Qatar. Lowest. Photo. 193-meter mega tolma was prepared during a traditional festival in Armenia. The 11th Tolma Festival took place near Armenia's Zvartnots Cultural Museum on Sunday. The tradition began in 2011 after Ilham Aliyev made remarks about Tolma being Azeri traditional culinary NGO. The number of pavilions is gradually increasing. 27 teams are participating this year. One of them has decided to make a 150-meter tolma. As you know, wine and tolma are both connected to grapes. The goat was sacrificed for damaging the vine. And the winner is Garni House Restaurant. They had 7 tolma types: veal meat, mushrooms, meat-free, pasik, mush, mountain, summer, and tolma with peach and dried fruits. Need this for a friend in a hospital so he can heal quick. Asking for a friend, not me. FFS. This is how tolma was served to Armenian royals. The winner decided to serve tolma the traditional way. They bring it in a clay plate, sealed with dough. It goes from the kitchen straight to the table, where the dough was unsealed in front of you. Gumri will have an info website for tourists. Gumri needs ideas on how to develop tourism and digitize things. They launched a contest to choose the best ideas. It's a joint program between the municipality, Enterprise Incubator, and Gumri Technology Center. There is an agreement to have one website where tourists can receive a wide range of information. Fly One Armenia low-cost airline launches its first Yerevan-Beirut flight twice a week. 2. From Rafik Airport in Beirut. Ein Nuravoratun e Arar Aveli Amur Kapelu Mur Urku Berekum Zogavordnerin. Hasaneli Darjnelu Kampordakan Nuravoratunur Te Zabosarjaneri. Te Gorkaruneri. Te Hakakan Hamanki Nurkayakachikneri Hamar. Quote. In case you missed yesterday's news by Impossible Ad. Archive by Donate to Armenia and Amp. Artsakh. The accused are innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law. Even if they appear guilty,